Hi, I'm Grey Tiger, and welcome back to my Belegar Ironhammer modded campaign using the Hammer of Grungni mod, which is due for release on the 13th of this month. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and today we should be able to unlock the third tier of the Renown system and the second tier of the runesmithing system. So let's get back into the action, and let's try and remember where we were. Oh, that's right, we just defeated Skarsnik and removed his faction from the game. So now we just need to sort of consolidate our position there, and I'm thinking my next target will be Ikitclaw. I know if I leave Ikitclaw alone, then he will come and attack me, so I may as well take care of him first. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the release of this is a little bit over a week away now. So as I record this, it's the 5th of March, and the release date is the 13th. So I've been doing a great deal of testing, encountered a few bugs which freaked me out for a little bit, but found the resolutions for them. I think it's in pretty good shape at the moment, but really only the release itself will tell how stable it is. But I'm looking forward to it, and not looking forward to it. A bit of nerves creeping in, as there always is. Oh, hello, Bashir. I've just been joined by one of my cats. Her name is Bashir. Some of you might recognise the name Bashir, and it's the name of the Doctor in Deep Space Nine. And now she's leaving. Yes, so getting very excited about the release, and starting to think now about what my next project will be. I have past couple of days been jotting down ideas for what could turn out to be my next release. I've decided I want to do a race mechanic, so something that will affect all the factions in a race, and I've currently got it narrowed down to 4 different races. I'm thinking I might actually create a video which will propose the question, which race do you want me to do next, based on these 4 that I've narrowed it down to. So you can probably expect that video in the next day or 2 after the release of this one, of course, which is actually due for release this afternoon.
My axe thirsts for war.
Just did the
Summon me if you dare.
Confederation and got a couple of extra settlements, which was nice, but my income really took a hit there with them having 2 armies, which I cannot afford to keep, so I'm going to have to trim down some of the units in their army, because I'm going to need to spend my upkeep on my current army that just defeated Ikitclaw.
The axe thirsts for war. Let us begin.
I'm not sure if everybody's heard the news by now about the Reddit post by one of the CA community managers mentioning that we won't get any more news about Warhammer 3 now until May. It's a bit disappointing, but I suppose not totally unexpected, considering we've got this final Lord pack for Warhammer 2 coming. I'd imagine they want to wrap things up for Warhammer 2 before they go into full, full promotion mode for Warhammer 3. I think that trailer was just to whet our appetite and get us all talking about it. And that worked. That worked a treat. Going to have to get my skates on and start creating some Warhammer 3 content. I think the only thing I've done on Warhammer 3 so far was the pre-order speculation. So I guess I'm going to have to start putting together some race-focused videos, perhaps, for the Chaos Dwarfs, Ogre Kingdoms, Cathay, Kislev. Although without the artwork for Cathay, it's really going to be a bit tricky, that one. Wouldn't mind doing a video on the Hobgoblins. For some reason, I really like the Hobgoblins, so I might actually do it on those first. Looks like the Skaven have moved in just to the east of my settlement there. Might have to keep an eye out for them. Excuse me, they'll probably pose a threat pretty quickly. I think I'm pretty safe from the Empire to the north. Probably want to get a non-aggression treaty with them. There we go. The Confederation has actually given us the additional settlements we needed to unlock the second tier, which I forgot about. So, you can see now that the second tier being unlocked, we now have access to additional runes in each of the 3 different categories. So I'm just hovering over here showing you what ones are newly unlocked. And also, at the same time, as we've moved up a tier, each of the runes from the first tier have been boosted to bring them up to a similar level as the new runes that were unlocked. So you won't have the instance where you're on tier 3 and you've unlocked tier 3 and all the things on tier 1 are so low in value that you'll never use them again. No, so I've done it so that they'll come up, so you've still got a lot of options to play with as you've gone through the tiers. So you can see now we've got a second rune slot available, and Belegar and Ungrim both get the second rune slot at tier 2. Thorgrim and Grombrindal get the second rune slot at tier 3, and then Belegar and Ungrim get a third rune slot at tier 4. Thorgrim and Grombrindal do not get access to that third rune slot. So if you really want to stack a certain statistic, you can, if you have access to 2 or 3 of the rune slots, if they're active, then you could stack that and get a nice bonus on certain aspects. So if you really wanted to increase the range perhaps of your cannons, then you could stack the increased missile range. I mean, if you really want to make your dwarves stand the line, you can give them increased leadership and increased melee defense. I think there's a lot of flexibility to the system, which should make the dwarfs competitive against the greenskins. Hopefully it doesn't shift the balance of power too far. Hopefully it just brings them in line so that they can hold their own. Because at the moment they kind of struggle, especially with Grimgor. I mean, he'll confederate the crap out of all of the orc factions, and then he'll just lay waste to you.
Aye, let's hear what you have to say, will you? I stand defiant. Lord of the England.
The troops are healing nicely, although a bit slowly there. And I really want to start moving that army down to the south so I can have it out with Claw before he decides to come after me. It still looks like he hasn't really gone anywhere. He's got a small force there at Skaven Blight. But I wonder where the rest of his forces are. I mean, on the mini map, it looks like he's perhaps got 3 settlements. Yeah. Let's just merge a couple of these so I can.
True king of 8 peaks.
Don't have to wait so long for them to replenish, and then we'll take them and move them back down to the south. If you look across there to, yep, here we have one of the new units. I briefly hovered over it. So apart from the Stonemasons, which can be recruited from the Stonemasons building chain, I've added a Thunderer Marksman. So they come in a smaller unit size, have a slightly longer range, slightly more powerful bullets, and a little bit more ammo. But I think the unit size is about a third of what they otherwise were. I'm trying not to go overboard on adding too many new units. I mean, there are currently the 2 Stonemason units, the Thunderer Marksman unit, and then there are 4 units which are hidden behind the runeword system. So when you use a specific runeword combination, you unlock these hidden units, which are, if I remember correctly, 1 cannon, 1 mortar, and 2 gyrocopter alternates. So that gives us a total of what, 7 units. And if you're playing as Karak Kadrin and Ungrim, then there are an additional 6, which are the monsters that you can hunt down, and if you defeat them, choose to tame. You don't have to tame them. As a matter of fact, if you don't tame them, then you take the reward, the acclaim reward, and you can then use that to upgrade or specialize your slayers. So the player has a choice there. Do you want to use these beasts, or do you want to have better slayers? Need to get my finances back in order. Only earning a little bit of gold per turn, which is a little bit concerning. Especially when I have to recruit more units now before I attack Skaven Blight. I think I'm going to need a full force of 20 to take on Skaven Blight. And that's if they don't increase their numbers there. If they were to have a full force and the garrison, then I don't think I'd be able to take it with just the 1 army, with the current level of troops that I have.
Hammer, I should slay you where you stand.
Oh, Clan Ashen declare. Hang on, didn't we just have a non-aggression pact 2 turns ago? Okay, I have no idea where Clan Ashen, how far away they might be. I mean, they do start down in the Darklands, so I imagine they're the other side of the map still. So that kind of seems pointless. It's not like they were drawn into a war by Icaclaw declaring war on me. So I guess that's just one of those diplomacy quirks that we have to experience in Warhammer 2. And hopefully we won't be experiencing so many of those in Warhammer 3. I mean, a diplomacy system overhaul is absolutely something I want to see.
The runes are ready.
Actually, I'm thinking of a forum post I saw on the Total War forums just yesterday,
Our ancestors would
um,
be proud.
asking the question,
Journeying
what
on.
features would you like to see in Warhammer 3? It's quite a long list, but I guess the highlights for my list would be better diplomacy system. I mean, if they can take what's in Three Kingdoms and adapt that to the Warhammer world, uh, then that would be fantastic. I mean, we need to have something in there perhaps to dissuade the AI from forming ridiculous alliances, like the Dwarfs forming an alliance with the Skaven. I don't think that sort of thing should be able to happen if you've got... Actually, perhaps there should be an option in the menu where you can decide, do you want lawful alliances on or off? And if you've got that turned off, then the AI can ally with anyone they want to. And then if you've got it turned on, they're restricted to alliances that would only happen in the Warhammer world. That would be a nice addition. A couple more options when you're setting up your game like that. Like the Civilization 6 series. They've got a lot of options you can choose from when you set up your game. Which is really nice to be able to configure your game to just how you want to play. It would be nice to have some more additional ones in Warhammer. So maybe for the diplomacy, maybe for other things like region trading or confederations, how they would work, that sort of thing. And so as I was saying, the list of things I would like to see come in Warhammer 3. So, better diplomacy, almost certainly. Sieges definitely need to be reworked. I would like us to go back to the medieval 2 days where we get castles or fortresses with multiple tiers of defences. That I thought that was a fantastic system in medieval 2. And I don't see any reason why we can't have that in Warhammer 3. As part of the sieges, I'd love to see the ability to have cannons on the battlements, and for the Skaven, of course, their weapons teams on the battlements. And I'd also like to see units like spider riders or spiders to be able to just climb the wall, or ethereal units to be able to phase through the wall. But, you know, those things you might think, well, that could be overpowered. But then there could be building options in your settlements for defenses against that sort of thing. So if you know you're going to be fighting against, say, goblins with a lot of spider riders, then you could perhaps have some sort of upgrade that's a tower on the walls, or something that makes them get stuck. Or with the ethereal units, there could be some sort of magical shielding or warding on the walls that stops them from phasing through and even causes damage to them. I mean, there's so many things they can do with the siege mechanics in Warhammer 3.
True king of the Eight Peaks.
That's a part I really want to see change, but I've got a feeling I'm going to be fairly disappointed with the siege overhaul. I know that I think they've stated they're doing one, but I don't think it's going to be quite as much as what I desire. But I'll learn to live with it, I suppose. What else apart from the diplomacy and sieges? A system to retrain and re-equip your units would be nice. Maybe just the rank and file units, like, for instance, if we take the dwarves, so the dwarf warriors, maybe there should be a system where you can upgrade your dwarf warriors by giving them better shields or new weapons, more armor, and they change their look on the battlefield as well, not just the stats. That would be nice. So many things we could wish for.
hammer it will be done. Seeking vengeance. Yes.
Okay, let's see who can we recruit. No one take any of the thunder or marksmen yet. Catapults. We want catapults if we're going to be attacking Skaven Blight. We need to be able to penetrate their walls. Damn. Oh, my money's gone. No. I might have to not recruit that guy. Hang on. So if we get these, I think maybe one more warrior. That'll take me up to 19, and then we've got the hero who's down there keeping an eye on Skaven Blight. It looks like the orcs are moving north. They're going to start to threaten the border princes pretty soon, I imagine.
For clan honor.
Let's move our hero up here, see if we can see what's happening at the capital. You can see Grimgor's moved up a lot already, so Grimgor might well have already overtaken our fellow dwarves. Okay. So when I was on the forums yesterday, came across quite a few interesting threads. It's been a while since I'd actually been there, but I actually made note of a couple of them to sort of bring up in the video to fill the quiet times, which I think I struggle to fill sometimes.
Long have I fought and suffered for my people.
So, what were some of the interesting ones? There was one by somebody called Lucky Luke 182, who was asking what needs to be changed to make hordes fun. I'm not quite sure what the consensus would be on that one, but for me personally, I think that the horde gameplay needs more structure. By that I mean perhaps optional tasks that are assigned to the player, like target this city or attack this faction.
Very well. I will do as you
But
ask.
But as part of that, don't have the victory conditions locked in as kill XYZ faction, because that pretty much keeps you stuck in the one area of the map. Unless, of course, those factions are split all over the place, and then you've got so much walking to do. It becomes a walking simulator and you get bored. No, I think it needs some more structure in there. For the Beastmen in particular, it needs a system for their herdstones and blood grounds. The blood grounds, I think, should be... Yeah, you should get an assignment to create your blood grounds, and you do that by destroying 4 or 5 settlements, and then that area, that region, becomes your blood grounds. And then you build the herdstone in the middle, and that herdstone building is a bit like wood elves when they're doing their ritual. In that time, other armies can spawn and attack you, and you have to defend the herdstone being created. And then once the herdstone's up and running, no other factions can reoccupy those settlements, because they're now your blood grounds. And then you'd get bonuses for being in your blood grounds, you know, increased regeneration, increased movement speed, maybe ability to recruit certain special units depending on which blood ground you're in, you know, what region of the map it's in. And then herdstone would give you bonuses as well. I think that would be a nice system to come to the Beastmen. It'll be interesting to see what they do give us. If the Beastmen do indeed get their rework for the next patch. I mean, I'd like to think that CA will give them something interesting. like they did with the Wood Elves. I mean, if we're pretty much stuck with the same horde mechanic and they've just give us another lord and a couple more units, then that's going to be very disappointing. Alright, we're closing in on Skaven Blight. I think 2 more turns and we should be able to get there. Maybe even 1 more turn. So let's combine our troops there. So we've got a full force. Everybody's fully healed. And what have we got? 3 turns remaining on that one and 1 turn on that. So we'll redo that one next turn. Let's see some of the other forum posts I came across. There was one about Warhammer 3. Should the Lord packs focus mainly on chaos? At least in the short term, in the first year or 2. For me, that's a definite no. I'm not the biggest fan of Chaos Demons. So I was very happy to see that we were getting Cathay, which is a race I have been interested in for a while. But no, I'd like to see a lot more packs with cross-game content. So, you know, Game 1 versus Game 3 race, or Game 1, Game 2 races, even in Game 3. Just to build up the different races in the Game 3 campaign map, and then once we've got I don't know, maybe another half a dozen races in through Lord packs, then we can start to build up the demons and give Kislev and Cathay additional lords. I mean, the Dwarfs are missing what? They've got 3 different lord choices, and so I think they need at least 2 packs. They've got the content for at least 2 packs, so I'd love to see them go up against the Skaven. I think the Dwarfs going up against Thankul would be fantastic, and then another one against the Chaos Dwarves. Greenskins have probably got another pack in them. Maybe the Forest Goblin focused, I don't know. Tomb Kings, I definitely want to see another pack with the Tomb Kings. Whether that be Apophis, or whether it focuses on Ramatep, or there was a lord, I can't remember the name of the lord, whose father was defeated by the Ogre Kingdoms. And then he, several years later, invaded the Ogre Kingdoms with an army of... Oh, what were they? A huge army of constructs. I think it was something about... There were so many of them, they caused the mountain to crumble down onto the camp of the Ogres and wipe them out. I can't remember who the name of that lord was. But I think that could be an interesting one. Tomb Kings pitted against Ogre Kingdoms. What else would we have? The Lizardmen need at least 1 more pack. I think Oxyotl would be a good choice to go up against the Demons, perhaps. Vampire counts. There are whole bloodlines we haven't even explored yet. I mean, the Strigoi, the Lamians. Although, I would like to see the Lamians, I think, as a separate faction altogether. In the Darklands, I think that would be nice. And the Skaven, of course, Thankul. We'll most definitely see Thankul. I don't know if we're going to see races like Norska again, or Bretonnia. We're not going to get a DLC for Bretonnia, but we might get an FLC. Probably the same for the Wood Elves. We might get an FLC. Oh, anyway, I'm prattling on. It's time for a fight! Alright, so we're at Skaven Blight. They're fairly well defended, I think. So 2 catapults to weaken the walls or take out their towers. So we'll use the catapults to take out their towers. We'll move our warriors up and we'll start assaulting the walls immediately. And then we'll bring in our rangers just behind that to pepper what they have on the walls. Try and get ourselves a foothold that we can bring all of our troops across. Going to be relying on my hero characters here, I think. I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of range of these towers, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Just want my catapults to have the ability to hit just behind the walls as well. So if I get rid of the towers and have some ammo left, so I can rain some rocks down on whatever troops might be sitting behind the walls. Now I'll position those warriors behind my catapults, so if they if Skaven appear by there, then I can, from the menace below, then I can attack them with my warriors. And I'll keep those 2 units of warriors in front for the same reason. And the rest of the warriors will go up the front to assault the walls. And we'll give them the 2 heroes to go with them. Belegar will hold back in reserve. I think this is going to be quite a costly battle.
For the ancestors! Dwarf warriors! Fire on your command!
And we're underway. We're already being hit by all those magical missiles. Oh no, that's the towers. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of damage to our troops. Oh, they already have. Our warriors have taken, what, one's lost 1/3 of its health already. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of troops to those towers if we don't get rid of them quickly. Geez, I'm starting to wonder actually if these troops are going to make it to the wall. That 1 unit of warriors is almost wiped out. No, it looks like they've let off the menace below. They do it on... Yeah, exactly as I thought they did on the catapults. Oh, Ow. Ow. I'd forgotten that Ikiclaw would have a nuke up his sleeve. Oh, well, that could have been much worse. He could have done that on my, quarrelers. We've already lost a great number of troops. If we lose this battle, this will be going in the book. And more menace below behind, so let's turn our troops around and... Actually, no, we don't need to. We've got 2 ranger units coming up behind. They'll take care of them. More Skaven magic. Dirty, dirty magic users. They're going in the book for that. Oh, hello, Bashir. Have you come to see me again, have you? Have you come to see the Dowie beat the Skaven? Yep. Damn, those towers are accurate. They're even nailing the hero.
Dwarf warriors!
This is really going to turn out to be a battle of attrition.
War of vengeance! Withdraw!
It's nice if we can get their Plague Claw catapult to attack us when we're on the walls and hopefully hit their own troops. Oh, that's quite a shot. Oh, they missed that.
It is a reckoning! We demand blood!
Let's see, what have we got? 1, 2, maybe half a dozen of their units now. Getting low in health, starting to rat a bit. They've still got a lot of troops left. If I can kill their heroes here, that'll be a great benefit. I don't want my thunderous concern. Let's take care of this unit escaping right in front of me. They're not going to last very long. Not they're already dead. That was quick. Concentrated fire from 6 quarrelers. Very nice.
Quarrelers! Attack!
I think I might have to get Belegar up there on the battlements as well.
Ready to strike!
And maybe bring up a unit of Dwarf warriors as well to hold back
Bomb those dwarven knights!
some of their units. I could see before this fight is over, my quarrelers are going to have to be going hand to hand.
Quarrelers! Down! The clans unite! Quarrelers!
I think we're getting our foothold. We may not have breached the walls, but I think we're going to get We'll be able to get everybody to climb up on the ladders and over.
Aye, as you command.
We're in pretty good shape. I mean, we took a pounding from those towers at the beginning. But since those towers have gone, we've done pretty well. Our heroes at the moment are really carrying us up on those battlements. But Runesmith is really nice to have, to be able to cast that defensive rune all the time.
Take my own fur. For the ancestor gods.
So we've run out of ammo on on most of our crawlers. The rangers look like they've lost all their ammo as well. And the catapults are out of ammo as well. So they're not going to really be any use to me. I might move those off the field. Oh no, I've got a unit of quarrelers climbing the walls. No! Oh, what did they do that for?
Want those dwarfen legs. Put an axe in their faces. For the ancestors. Attack the orcs.
What have they got down here? The clay claws. Oh, they've got some Jezels. I think there was some rat ogres there too. I was hoping to be able to cast Belegar's skill on that wall, but unfortunately not. So Belegar's going to have to go up, and we'll cast it down on the other side.
Warriors! Attack the orcs!
They're really not relinquishing this area quite yet. Oh, excuse me. Bit of a yawn there. We're doing a lot of damage to them, but they're still not giving up. The balance of power is pretty much even.
For vengeance! Where's their port? Lamb guard it! None will stop ready to fight!
Sure, did they hit their own troops there? I think they may have. Well, they've got my
Strike out!
quarrelers that are on the wall wavering. I'm gonna bring those warriors down, attack that unit of,
Understood!
excuse me, that unit on the ground there. Let's take our heroes up along the battlements, see if we can draw some more of their units to us. As we start to bring our troops over the battlements, through the ladders, or via the ladders rather. Well, let's see if I can draw the fire from those clay claw catapults away from my larger units. We've got some poison wing globadiers. Fortunately, they haven't done much this battle. They could have really hurt my crawlers if they'd fired upon them. I think I might have just broken them. The units really don't want to stick around to fight, do they? Flagpole catapult's still ignoring my heroes. That's it, you can those Skaven. Axe to the head. Now we've got them retreating. Oh no, two more wavering. Let's see if we can get them to go too. Oh, that one hit direct. At least now it's firing at these guys and not at my big units. Geez, he's moving quite quickly. He wants to get away from the fight. So we've destroyed a great deal of their force. They've still got... Sorry about that. They've still got quite a few hanging around though. Another defensive rune. See their units there charging, trying to charge me in the back. Let's give them some of... I'm not sure what that's called, but let's we can do it with that. And hopefully we can get these units here to break. Especially if their plague-core catapults keep hitting their troops. My three heroes, they're all doing pretty well. One's down to about half health. Belegar's holding up, as is the melee specialist. So go quite well there. So now it's time to start bringing these crawlers over the wall. Yep, we've got them to break. Let's chase them down. For some reason my unit's not moving. There we go. Okay, I don't think they're going to trouble us very much more. Seems that pretty much all of those units are not really a threat. Well, we do have 3 of them, or 4 of them coming back for another try. We'll soon deal with them.
Dwarf warriors! Will do! Bring them! Move! Quarrelers! Go! Move now!
Well, time to start bringing the troops in. Should be able to fend these ones here off in a short time. Our runesmith is now down to about 1/5 health, so he's putting his life on the line for us here. Oh, the Jezzails have started firing. That could be a problem. Let's get them out of the line of fire.
They are in the great book of grudges.
Do not want them picking off my lords with their Jezzails. Get my warriors. I'd rather have my warriors take the brunt of that Jezzail fire.
I will have vengeance. Quarrelers! Start climbing. Go! Dwarf warriors! Anat!
They're in retreat. Can we catch them before they get back to their force? I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to have to pull back.
Axes out!
Don't want to rush headlong into there. They're starting to move their rat ogres over.
Go!
Time to pull back around the corner, out of line of sight of the Jezzails.
Move now!
Maybe draw these rat ogres into a trap.
All magic users die! Pop those dwarfen legs! Nothing can stop us! Charge! Let the vengeance begin! Range far, range fast! The clans unite!
Alright, let's see if we can take these rat ogres out of the equation. So put down some defensive runes.
Ready to strike!
Let's see if I can get a unit to come around behind them.
Without delay! Women into monster to battle! Very well! It speaks!
We've got them wavering.
Dwarfs, to me! Killers! For the ancestors! Charge! Let the vengeance begin!
Get back for more. I think that's a mistake on their part.
No sonic contraption here! Shield bearers,
Okay, so now I want to try and position my troops so I can attack them from multiple angles when I try to take the center of the town. That's... Oh no, they're going back again. I thought they were leaving. Oh no, they're not quite sure what they're doing. Okay, let's get these troops around to the left.
Range far, range fast! Quarrelers! Plan formed! Plow through! Go! Dwarf warriors! Go! Get moving!
So the bouncer power is slightly in my favour, but I think I should be able to pull this out. I've got I've got more troops available, and if I can attack them from multiple sides, then I should be able to distract those Giselles so they don't do too much damage, especially to my heroes. Oh. If they want to waste their ammo firing at just a unit of quarrelers, yeah, I don't have an issue with that. Alright, everybody's getting into position.
Plow through! Kazukan Kazukita! For the ancestor gods!
The Rat Ogres are back again. Oh, and they've buffed them this time. Is that going to help them out? No.
Attack! Vengeance calls!
Okay, it's time to move everybody in, I think.
Let the vengeance begin!
Yep. Okay. So hopefully now those warriors that are coming, oh, sorry, the quarrelers that are coming in will take the brunt of the Giselles' fire. Yep.
Attack the urge!
Leaves these quarrelers free to come around behind this unit of Rat Ogres. We can hopefully take them on quickly. And maybe split one off to take on the Playful Catapult crew. They won't last long. Oh, their Giselles are in retreat. Split off one of those units to take on those slingers. I think if we break these Rat Ogres, then I think we've pretty much got them.
Put those dwarven legs! Quarrelers! Come on! For the Karas Anchor! Kazu! Quarrelers! Attack! Attack! Take it in!
Yep, Rat Ogres are wavering. And I think we're about to get victory. Hard fought, well won. Victory for the Dowie. So one of my cats has just joined and purring her head off. This is Lita. And let's occupy, or loot and occupy. Can't. Gotta take that 8,000.
True king of 8 pigs.
And oh, yep, that's pushed us into the next tier of the Renown. So we've now unlocked the army ability, the Rune of Ruin. So you can see now on the menu, on the progress bar, we're now in tier 3. We're on 10 of 100, so 90 more to unlock tier 4, and then we've unlocked the Rune of Ruin, which gives us two uses. If we click on Belegar's army, hey puss, then we'll see that we've also got the Rune of Ruin available there. That shows exactly what that does for us. Alright, so now we've gone over the hour mark. Wasn't intending to go this long, but that battle took longer than I thought it would. So I think I'll start to wrap it up here. I hope you've enjoyed this further look at Belegar Ironhammer's Hammer of Grungni systems. And I hope that you'll join me again. I think I'll probably have one, maybe two more episodes before the release next week. So I'll just finish out the video with a shout out to my patron, Hot Apple Pie. Thank you for the continued support, mate. I'm Grey Tiger, and I'll hopefully catch you next time.